Ever heard of Icarus, the boy who flew too close to the sun? Of course you have. But what if I told you there was another hero, long before Icarus, who dared to ride a winged horse all the way to Mount Olympus? His story is one of incredible bravery, a monstrous beast, and a fall from grace that's just as epic. This is the story of Bellerophon. Our story begins in Corinth, where Bellerophon, a handsome and valiant prince, finds himself in a bit of a pickle. After accidentally causing his brother's death, he's exiled and seeks purification from King Pegasus of Tyrants. Everything seems to be going smoothly until the king's wife, Queen Antea, falls for our hero. Bellerophon, being an honorable guy, rejects her advances. Well, you know what they say about a woman scorned. Antea, furious, runs to her husband and falsely accuses Bellerophon of trying to seduce her. King Pegasus is enraged, but there's a problem. Bellerophon is his guest, and ancient Greek hospitality rules are a big deal. You can't just harm a guest under your roof. So Pegasus comes up with a cunning plan. He sends Bellerophon to his father-in-law, King Iobates of Lycia, with a sealed letter. What's in the letter? A simple, deadly instruction. Kill the bearer. When Bellerophon arrives in Lycia, King Iobates welcomes him with 9 days of feasting before even reading the letter. Oops, now he's in the same boat as Pegasus. He can't kill his guest. So, Iobates decides to send Bellerophon on an impossible mission. A suicide quest designed to get rid of him indirectly. The task? To slay the Chimera. The Chimera wasn't your average monster. It was a terrifying, fire-breathing creature with the head of a lion, the body of a goat, and a venomous snake for a tail. It was laying waste to the Lycian countryside, and no hero had ever survived an encounter with it. Anyone else would have despaired, but Bellerophon was different. He knew he needed divine help. He sought the advice of a seer, who told him to find and tame the legendary Pegasus, the immortal winged horse that sprang from the neck of Medusa. Bellerophon found Pegasus drinking at a spring, and, using a golden bridle given to him by the goddess Athena, he managed to tame the magnificent creature. With his new winged steed, he was no longer just a man. He was a force to be reckoned with. Soaring through the sky on Pegasus, Bellerophon had the ultimate advantage. He flew high above the Chimera, easily dodging its fiery breath and deadly attacks. He then attached a lump of lead to the end of his spear and thrust it into the monster's throat. The Chimera's own fiery breath melted the lead, which flowed down its throat and fatally scorched its insides. The unbeatable monster was defeated. But King Iobates wasn't done. He sent Bellerophon on more impossible quests, against fierce tribes and even the Amazons. Each time, with Pegasus's help, Bellerophon returned victorious. Finally, Iobates set his own palace guards to ambush him. Bellerophon defeated them too. At this point, Iobates realized this was no ordinary man. He must be favored by the gods. He showed Bellerophon the letter, begged for forgiveness, and offered him his daughter's hand in marriage and half his kingdom. For a while, Bellerophon had it all. He was a celebrated hero, a king, and a husband, but his success went to his head. He started to believe he was equal to the gods themselves. His pride, his hubris, became his undoing. In his greatest act of arrogance, he decided he belonged on Mount Olympus. He mounted Pegasus and began his flight to the home of the gods. Zeus, watching from his throne, was not amused. He sent a single gadfly to sting Pegasus. The winged horse, startled by the sting, bucked violently, throwing Bellerophon from its back. He plummeted back to earth, a long, lonely fall. He didn't die, but his fate was perhaps worse. He landed in a thorn bush, which blinded and crippled him. He spent the rest of his days wandering the earth, alone, hated by the gods, a bitter and broken man, a shadow of the hero he once was. So, while Icarus flew too high out of youthful recklessness, Bellerophon flew too high because of his own pride. His story is a powerful reminder that even the greatest heroes can fall, not just from the sky but from grace. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this dive into Greek mythology, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more tales of gods and heroes. See you next time.